slowing down, and especially the way Vexite's been going. Obviously 31 in the first map as well. He was looking super confident, just sort of running at them, and I don't think Vertex really threw out anything that was overly convincing, like a round off the back of Addict's Tech 9 Ace, and then, we saw maybe a couple of other little moments. Apoc did a couple of things, but PC had a few good AWP picks as well, but that was really it. And this is a team that we really need to see firing on all cylinders as a 5. Otherwise, they can be sort of rolled over, and Order looking really good as that 5 right now. So let's see what we've got in Mirage, Mac, because I am hoping for a closer one.
Well, I'm just having a quick look of the stats here as well. Order seem to have an extremely strong T side here on Mirage, whereas it's completely the opposite for Vertex. They win about 64% of their rounds on the CT side, so that's where they're going to be starting. And as you can see, they're expecting some kind of B hit going for the B stack, with Ruffleco looking just to jump pick and play for info at A to set up for the retake.
And that's the straight walk. Still locking down the position in towards apartments. Addict getting a little hungry, trying to find that early information. And PZ is left there, and I don't think he's, going to get overwhelmed just yet. But it is the walkout A. Bit of a run, hop, skip, and a jump. And Roffelko just sitting back, as Apoc is actually going to get pushed here. So this is a very, very divisive round here, Max, so far. Order have spread themselves all across the map, but it will be the lockdown of the plant on the A site. Ricky does pick up Roffelko in the process.
Sharp shot there with the P250, and it's all about the range for the moment until Vexite takes those close one engagements, and in a 2-on-4, it's a very big ask. No smoke to play with here. Apoc he does actually have a smoke in the belt, and that's about all he's going to have. So praying to Gaben is the strat. Ricky says, nah, not today. No ninjas here, mate. There's too much space created by us. We're going to be locking down that T-pistol and Order off to a very good start. So just making everything happen. Roffelko got his head taken off at range, which was a bit unfortunate, trying to posture for the retake. Apoc, he managed to survive for long enough, but I also feel like that pick at apps just started to be a little bit awkward for Vertex. Now, into the second round, Order fully bought up. 1 AK in play for Ustillo. Everyone else prioritizing that utility and going for a couple of these Galils. Vertex also just on a couple of pistols. And they've gone for the heavy A presence here. Over the top of the smoke, Ricky cracking noggins early.
Narrow miss from Brace, but still a very, very good start here. Rick, again, continuing his confident run. Happy to take these duels, tap away. He knows he's been hitting shots, and Roffelko does go for the reposition. It is a heavy lean over towards this A site, as only Addict playing up towards short. So PZ has made the call. Nothing inside A ramp, and he can start to move. So Apoc will have to reposition over towards Ninja. They're actually going to smoke top con here, Max. So I wonder what Order are looking to do in the end. Definitely appears like it is going to be that A site execution, but Vexite, Valiance, all getting things done, and the control has pretty much been walked over. Apoc, come on, Tom, get it done.
Ooh.
Not quite.
Unable to find the line that he was looking for. And at least with a main control, PZ going to be able to maybe sneak a flank through. But they are very, very focused on trying to get this rifle out of the hands of Valiance, who's sneaking his way out of Pal. PZ just shift walking the whole damn way. And Valiance knows that this definitely could be a situation at hand. No knife's not just yet, but it is going to be the CZ finding some form of impact. And Jira, if he falls as well, then there's a chance that another rifle could be carried across in the next round. 2 pistols as well. No, okay. So that story, straight in the bin. We'll start to rewrite the script for round number 3. And it's PZ killing all of Order. Them hunting him, making sure two guns rather aren't carried across to the next. The Deagle as well as this Galil, but it's Jira taking his head right off. Off angle not working for Vertex, and Order going to secure themselves 2 nice and early. Vertex, they're going to have a very healthy buy into the next. Not so much here in round 3.
And as we do take a little bit of a break into this round, obviously only with the USPs to come out, and give you guys a little bit of an update on what we're seeing over on the B stream. But as I've said that, okay, looks like it might actually close out the round. So CSGO, ESO_CSGO Beat does have only Joshin and Wixino on the other stream, and it looks like we have just seen 15 rounds come in for LFO up against Paradox, but it's 15-14, Mac, potentially looking to down the barrel of an overtime on Vertigo.
Love to see that, honestly. A nutty close game between both those teams. LFO have been doing so much work, and it seems they've had to do a lot in that second half to get back into the game. But Order, they know the A side's fully flushed out, so they are hunting for some eco kills. Just potentially looking to send a message. Addict will be able to get that bink off onto Gyra. He's going to fall eventually, but at the same time, Ustillo farms up a storm. 4 juicy eco kills for him. That's $1,200 in the bank, and the economy looking pretty for Order.
You absolutely love that. Normally in a round, it's like they've sniffed out the stack. They know exactly where it is. It's over towards the B site. Yeah. Let's just plant A. We'll keep everything over. Nah, screw that. Let's go find them. Let's go hunt them. We want some eco frags. Make sure you lock out absolutely everybody. And as you could just see there, Ustillo and Ricky, 140 roughly ADR across the board very early on. They just have been super dominant once more. And in this instance, we actually see a boost into the ladder room down towards window. So Ustillo going for that cheeky little hunt towards the B side again, but no walks into apps for the time being from Addict.
Flash for default there. Addict's able to dodge it for the moment. PZ chiming in over the top there. And it looks like this B side defense is just doing so much work. Order smack that gear back in a reverse for a moment. Rufflecoat making sure no one sneaks their way out A. And Order really limited here. They do have at least time to play with. Vexite has been popping off so far today, but he's not going to be able to do it with the Galil. As Ricky, he'll fall too. So a big round, one that VERTEX definitely needed. 5 alive. That's going to send the stonks upwards, Mitch.
Vexite on your mind, mate. Don't see why not, given the numbers he's been putting up today. But we'll put Vertex back on our mind for this round, of course, as you're exactly right. 5 alive. Huge stonks for them. Investing in the right way. Double AWP into the hands of APOC done. And making sure that it is all done for this next round. They lock this one. They can tie the scoreline back up 3-3, and that's going to be a super important start. But that's the early spot as well. Information gathered onto this AWP connector of PZ.
I need to point out that I absolutely hate this matchup for that reason. Vertex and Vexite, for some reason, it just ties my tongues and my brain wires just tripping over one another.
What was I before? Execution and executive. Just business on me mind, Mac.
Yeah.
All the time.
Order making that executive decision to back away from mid, thinking something doesn't smell right. And that's because there's 4 boys here all sweating with a solid crossfire from Short and Con.
Delaying the execute. Damn it! A side execution. It was smart, okay? We all... But Ustillo rips the head off of PZ, and Valiance does look to hunt his way over towards the top, but won't quite happen. Brace forced away by the Molly. Ruffleco having a little bit of a look inside connector. They do have the lockdown and making sure that Vexite's not going to be a pesky boy coming his way down mid, but he will do it late. The A site taken 4 on 5, favor of Order.
Man disadvantage for the retake, so these riflers really need to get up in the grills of Order, try to find that pick if they want to make it work.
Oh my god.
But Vexite not allowing the exit, so no matter which way Vertex go, it looks like they're going right down into their demise. Oh. Able to hold this line. Next on Vexite, who is unfazed by it. Ustillo just punishes his Brace, who missed a couple of sitters. Very unfortunate, but so is such is rather CSGO. Someone's not looking at you, looking 90 degrees from you. You just, for some reason, can't shoot him in the head. Just seems like the hardest thing in the world for everyone but Vexite. And that's going to be 4 on the board. A stunning start to the T side of Mirage for them.
This matchup is blowing me away right now, Mac. You know, last time, again, I've casted these two teams match up many times. Yeah. And Order have been like a baby newborn. They're refreshed. They've been in the sauna, hot cold treatment or something, God knows. But they are fired up, and it's almost like they're disrespecting VERTEX, right? They're playing a completely different game. Their aim is on point, and they're making VERTEX look like a step below, where formerly VERTEX were really catching them.
Vexite maybe saying catch these hands as he wants to work a timing in through the smoke here, which he will. He hasn't even heard a thing from Brace either, who's got that silencer, but he's not going to be able to connect enough at close range. Vexite surviving on 23. Valiant's over the top there, and the A-site defense is destroyed. So it's looking like it's already a 5th for Order here in round 6. We'll see what Addict can find, adventuring his way through T-Apps.
And pretty much looking to find a save early on. Just locking down that position. Apoc Dud as well. Looks like he's in towards unders, so they've set up. They know they're going to be taking a little nap in this round, going home, waiting for the next. But yeah, I won't continue to harp on it, but I am absolutely adoring what we're seeing from Order, because right around the corner, Mac, you know what we're going to have? We're going to have that upper bracket match this evening. That's going to be on this stream as well. Myself and you will be bringing it through. And right now, it's definitely looking like it will be that Order LFO matchup. And if Order is playing in this way, this is going to be a bloody good show.
Oh, it's going to be one of those endurance testers going into tomorrow as well, because one team's going to have to play those back-to-back best of threes going into the grand final. And whoever, of course, wins the next matchup on the cards for tonight, they, of course, get that one game off. Don't have to play early tomorrow because they've booked their tickets into the qualification match.
Anaheim only a couple of matches away. It's pretty cool to see. You know, when was the last time we were sort of thinking about having an Aussie team over in NA? It's been quite a time.
Man, I wish I could go over. When is Anaheim?
I think it's Feb. So potential chances. But that's really where the games start to ramp up again. I think, what have we got? We've got Cato, we've got this, we've got EPL, and EPL is obviously going to be a long haul too, all through March. Going to be good.
Sydney to Anaheim. What are we looking at? One way non-stop, or 1,400?
Oh, okay, so flights are doable again.
Yeah, not terrible.
They're opening up once more.
Through the roof. Yeah, okay. All right, we can get around that. Go see whoever takes the cake here. Play over at the ESL Challenger Anaheim. Ooh, who's coming with me? One lucky winner in chat will come in my suitcase because I can't afford 2 bloody seats. Now, don't tell anyone about that. That can be our little secret. It is going to be mid-aggression, though, coming through from VERTEX, who managed to win the engagement, knocking Vexite down, which is something we haven't managed to say too many times so far this series. Oh, but Rufflecoat.
Here we go.
Things starting to go right, Mitch.
Yeah, a couple of frags, but maybe it will turn on its head as we talk about it, as Brace does have to get out of hell or high water right there. Straight back in, but Addict picks up another for his troubles. So we'll go down onto just Valiance and Ricky. Obviously bringing themselves in with those 2 frags only a few seconds ago. Does make it somewhat doable. Bogdan's Law still does reign true as the AWP will be sent over. And Ricky, you know, he has been good with both in this series so far. As they regress towards mid. They're going to just sit on it for maybe 20 or so seconds, though, before making a decision. And the exact same merit, Mac. Peasy's found a ramp. So VERTEX are in a position to kind of not overthink what they're doing.
Really just posturing for a solid retake setup. And also to gain any extra info. Towards T-spawn. Very deep approach from all these CTs. Addict, however. The sole man to hold apps. At the 20-second mark. Oh, drop comes through. Scope not heard as Brace is still looking over towards window. See how this one goes. Valiant. He spots that shoulder, and now all of a sudden it's back to 2-on-2. Minimal time to get this plant down. Valiant needs to try to find a trade, but it's awkward there with the AWP, and it's Addict to lock things down with the final 2 kills. A triple for the round, and a second up on the board for VERTEX.
Those are the ones where you really, really sort of clench as Valiance finds that shot. It's like, oh no. And what a position to be in as well. You know, you're rotating the last member towards A. PZ going, oh boys, no, don't die on me. Having a retake in the 1v1, but it doesn't happen. Addict's still sharp. He's been looking pretty good this series so far, but I feel like the rest of the boys haven't really had a chance to open up too much. PZ, this time straight into connector once more. Smoke will go down to give him the extra space, but looks like there's not going to be any duel inside mid just yet, but there is 3 hungry members of Order. But look at this, Mac. Double walk straight into the apartments. Are they going to find Ustillo with the bomb early? No, again, it's that cheeky little corner check, the side step. And whilst they do have apps control, Order can react quickly.
It's almost worked out. So VERTEX really establishing where the holes in Order's offense are. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out because Ustillo locks down apps. It's going to be a big swing from Apocdud and only Brace to hold here at B. Bomb going to start to make its way up short now, and Brace could be in trouble, but at least he's taken apps control. Molly invested, and that's going to be the B site for free. VERTEX already in save territory.
Yeah, geez, look at that utility usage though, Mac, and we've still got a member inside Palace. Ricky's there, and Jyra also inside connector. So it's even going to be a hard game just to find VERTEX with a save, but that molly to flush Brace out, and then also you've got the Molotov inside market to keep, I believe it was Roffelco at bay. They are just making it so hard for VERTEX. They're doing the right thing, but the second they were spotted inside deep apartments, their Order reacted immediately, and now they're winning out the round without a single member going down so far.
They know that he's over towards Pal after throwing that molly. PZ hears these footsteps coming through, lines it up. It's a freebie. Jyra's back to him. Solid CT setup as well. Order, they've got money for days. They can afford to hunt, but of course it seems like they're going to go for the gentleman's agreement. Keep 6 alive. And into round number 9, Order still with this 4-round lead. Just trying to stretch it out further on the T side. Things getting very dicey for VERTEX very quickly here on Mirage.
Another buy in the coffer, famous for Addict. But enough utility to get the job done here, Max. So it's still not over Red Rover just yet, but we need to see some form of a change. It was the little jump up from PZ. Checking over towards mid. The re-scope, the re-fire. Brace does get forced off, but it's actually the walkout from Apocdud at the exact same time. Molotov up towards the top mid boxes, and I think that smoke is going to actually have to help him out at will. But that is some more utility burn as PZ will drop the molly unders, walk away from the position. But look at Ustillo, the control that he's been able to establish here. Addict will hear the jump out, has the info now. So at least the do-si-do towards the B site will give him some time. But how long is he going to wait before this reaction comes out, Mac? Does have Apocdud joining him in just a second.
CT's fully focused on getting Ustillo out of van. We know that they've heard this one. Flash over the top. Addict able to at least hold his ground for one. Flicks around and gets another on 10 HP. With a famous of all things, Valiant, so he's looking to bring this one right back in. One stray bullet, not going to be able to connect. And look at that. Addict just surviving is enough to draw all that attention, draw that focus fire. And now it's just Jyra in a 1-on-4. Starts things off nicely.
Just need to be careful here now. 35 seconds. Jyra gets spotted, gets legged out, but he does connect a couple of shots here. In the end, though, it will be the swing from Apocdud. 3 for him. And yeah, I think old Addict will be counting his blessings. Valiance not being able to find a shot inside the smoke towards Van. But that's another round for VERTEX here, Mac. It wasn't exactly the cleanest, but I think Addict played that absolutely phenomenally, waiting out for the sound cue, making the call over. And the fact was, it wasn't a fake from Ustillo. The rest of the team picked up the pace and threw it out B with him. And now that's actually going to be justification for the first timeout to come through from Order in this series so far.
You know, when you do drop out like that, theoretically, you're thinking, okay, someone could be playing this from market or short, or who the hell and where the hell have they been for me to time it out to van? So you have to try to figure things out. Unfortunately, they didn't figure things out in time. It was a good flash to enable him to get on top of the van. However, Addict's positioning was just perfect given the moment. So, of course, you're just thinking about, you know, the 1% scenarios. If Addict was not quite in that position, he would have been fully blinded by the flash as well. So you have to think about a whole lot of different things going on all at different times. But it's going to be at least another round for VERTEX, and let's see if they can turn it into another in the string of things. They're going for a faster approach out A here for Order. Let's see if Brace is going to be expecting it. Oh, he will. He'll be able to take the head off of Valiant initially. Flashing over the top as well for Ruffleco to be enabled for one. The trade starting to come through for Order, but can they make their way to site? Not just yet. Big kills coming through from Brace.
He has been locking this down, and the utility was perfect out from each teammate, and they have completely isolated these last two members. Brace does have to get up the top. The Molotovs do ultimately flush him out, but it is back to that 2-on-3 position. Jyra taken low, walked outside the ramp here. How do Order actually approach the rest of this round? Apparently by firing some bullets, Mac, here. Jyra gets a second. That's a third in the rounds. And he takes it back down to a 2-on-2. Now they've still got a minute to play with inside this A round.
Well, that's it. The 4-on-2 quickly going back to the 2-on-2 as Order just pump the brakes, hope that VERTEX outplay themselves, and that's exactly what we just saw. Single players going up. Of course, Brace was in an awkward position. He also was feeling it, so you can't really fault him for that. But the bomb's still in hand. An Addict hoping to find a timing. Order in a safe position to plant. Ricky just locking down that CT line, making sure no swing comes through. How many corners have to be cut here for them to get back into the round? Because VERTEX, they've got a lot of control here at jungle, but no eyes on CT.
Sort of played it in the middle. No real over-aggression, no gambling at all on each site. They know the position is the A now, and that's a great shot to come in from Addict as well. Nicely done. Very, very clean there in the end for the VERTEX side. They will be able to get the diffuser with this kit here. And a fourth round in the process as well, Max. So a break in the economy. It's not something that we've seen much in this series so far for VERTEX, but I am absolutely loving it here. Tying up the game a little bit tighter. Still a couple more rounds to work with, but that was very, very nicely played from VERTEX in that 2v2. Started to get a little concerned when Jyra was tapping some heads, but at least they were able to keep their cool. Just wait for the plant, not sort of oversell themselves, I guess, towards any site, and walking straight back in on the retake together.
It almost got a little bit awkward, but, you know, still managed to pull their way back through. VERTEX now going for the 3-2 split, expecting a faster approach to one of the sites, and that's what's going to happen here at A. But Ricky just straight peeks Peasy and single-handedly cracks open the A site defense. Brace trying to peek across the top of stairs now, and they know that has to be the third man. So not worried about this CT position at all, as the bomb's already going to be planted here. Default line found, and Brace survives on 21. Still has some util to play with, but again, things getting so damn awkward for VERTEX.
Mate, Ricky has walked out A ramp like it's a pug, Mac, and he's found 3. Now inside CT, both members coming from Connector, and I think they're saving. No time, no position, and that is just where, the hero AK has come all into fruition there. But just fast pace, straight out A ramp, and Paul Peasy blinked, and he was gone.
I could imagine in the next Order voice com video as well, Ricky's just going to say, you know what? I'm just going to kill him at A. You know, screw them. They're noobs or something, you know, heaps derogatory like that. And he does it. And he just goes, see? And let's
probably
see how
really calm too. One dead, 2 dead, come A.
Plant default. We got CT. Not worried. Not phased. There it is. 2 rifles alive. And VERTEX, they need to try to play around them. It's all they have coming into round 12. We'll see where they go. So Brace takes one over towards the A site. Second into window. It looks like the Pistolers potentially just going to, okay, follow up. Brace happily flashing himself in through the con smoke and finds Vexite at tap. That could be
picking
another
up the
rifle
pace.
retrievable though. Okay.
What a spray as well, Mac. Very nicely done here. Jyra gets spotted. Now he can sort of just hold his position. Ustilo also goes low on the top of those stairs, tagged up. How are they going to reset this? Bomb goes down on towards that site. Valiants will be able to get it there. Dink for Ruffleco as well. So at least getting a able to put something to good use there. Now, Gyra playing from Texter up very, very close, and he's feeling sharp as well, Mac. Picks up another 3-on-3 here as they walk up towards CT. They'll need to swing him together, and they absolutely do. Gyra spotted out by PZ now. All left onto these last two remaining members. One in Palace, one towards Tetris. Molotov, not quite enough to flash out Valiant, and he will lock down the spray of the ages as Justillo can clean on up. 8 rounds here for Order, and yeah, again, it was an opportunity. VERTEX strike early, but then Order drag it right back.
Nice little spray control coming through from Valiance to lock out the festivities. I got a little bit worried for Order. I thought VERTEX were making all the right moves, putting the rifles in the right place, you know. Having those pistol-y boys jumping across the lines just to draw attention. But issue was Valiance was still alive and the man is a master with the A1. So what are we going to see into the next? It's a drop to unders for APOC Dud. PZ spotted as well. I believe that was in window where he fell. Can't quite spot it for the moment. But it's the A site, almost for free again. And Brace is going to be the first line of defense, and he's not going to last long.
No, not at all. Taken down very, very quickly. There's Gyra as well. Luckily, APOC does find one on the response back, and he has found the timing into connector as well. So that AWP up towards top mid from Ricky. Doesn't put anything into fruition just yet. They're going to have to try and find it. Moving on in, but it's Justillo to pick up another in this position as well. Now APOC Dud in a 1 versus 3. Does actually manage to collect one back, but they are split up, but it's going to start to make APOC Dud question himself a little bit, I would say. Down towards connector. Ricky, too good, too quick. And that's Order with a 9th round here. So they are just absolutely decimating VERTEX once more. They've picked up the pace. They've got the confidence back, Mac. And it is just looking a little bit too easy on this T side of Mirage.
Well, into the second last round of the half, VERTEX. More to be desired. Unfortunately, you know, Brace was quite low from the previous after the save. And there's not much that they can bring in here. Just pistols. And maybe a stack towards one side or another. It's actually going to be the double man drop through unders. They're just shifting their way in. Eyes on the prize, though. Justillo in a sharp position. And fully expecting a second man here as well. So it's going to be the nade down. Close range 5-7. Not going to hit the mark. Not on the noggin, at least. And things get that much more difficult for VERTEX.
15 and 6 for Justillo. Like, it's, again, the member that we were mentioning prior to the broadcast, really, just saying how much he has stepped up as of late. And, again, it looks like the Europe trip has just sort of rejuvenated him. Like, he definitely hadn't gone flat anytime soon. Like, I felt like him and Ricky had really started to pick up locally as of late anyway. But it's just like another gear has been shifted into. So, just an eco here. Nothing really to write home about for now. But, Brace, maybe one headshot to ring true. But Order, this is double digits here. One more round left in the half.
The Lobster, red and raging, and not missing much either. So, you know, you got to give him props for shooting with those pincers. Brace, he might actually. Oh,
there we go.
Okay, all right. Chiming in, not allowing Ricky to take him down a notch. It's going to be the AWP retrieved at the end for Order, which, you know, not really necessary either way. Going into the final round of the half, they've got cash for days, filled up bank accounts. And VERTEX, same can be said for them. They're going to be a little light on the util for a person or two. Oh, double op setup as well. PZ going all in. Glass cannon. Let's see if this is the answer that VERTEX have been looking for.
Yeah, they tried it out earlier and it didn't quite come to fruition, but let's see how it works out. There it is. There's the early peak. Flash over connector from Rufflecoat. But despite finding these early picks, VERTEX have still been punished. Now Addict, he's also spotted out the member inside apartments, and they picked up this pace immediately. That nade is good, and Addict does pick up one, switching it around now with the smoke down, picks up a second as well. Very, very nice lockdown towards this B site, but now the wraps are found. Gyra does not quite have the bomb yet. It's towards the back of that site near Ricky. So they've given on VERTEX a lot of time to sort of find their way back into this position as Gyra has to go all the way out to try and find something back.
And it's this staggered re-aggression in from Apps as well. But Ricky, he's been pretty damn sharp on the stick. But how sharp is he this time? Can't get the second. It's the two-man approach and it's too damn strong. 10-5 at the half, and we got to get through the halftime break to enjoy the second half. stay hydrated because you're going to need it. You're going to sweat. You're going to be enjoying a second half of Mirage. Not too sure if we're going to a third map yet, but it's a great time to find out, Mitch.
It will be indeed, and it will be off the back of this pistol round, of course. The Glocks in hand for VERTEX as they walk up this A ramp. There is some utility being thrown out by Big Brain Brace, but it is Ricky who is very, very keen in this match. This time, will be punished for it. Now the Molotov will flush out Vexite. We've seen him do big things from this position, but not this time. So it's actually a nice and handsome little start for VERTEX here in this round, Mac, as they're going to get that bomb down and take control towards jungle and connect her, but Ustillo, he pipes up.
PZ just not ready for the swing in yet. Addict coming through and might have to play spoiler to order in the round. VERTEX still able to at least have the numbers advantage as Ustillo goes back for the kit, making sure that they have every advantage possible. Smoke in play too, and the tap might just be enough to force them out because the A main player, Gyra, deals with Addict at power and things get awkward. Man's just going to be sticking it all the way. The wrangled 11th for order. Apoctad. Oh. Charity frag at the end, but it's the round that VERTEX were after.
Man, you are just feeling it right now for VERTEX, right? Like, all the distraction. Gyra has done his job perfectly there in that position, keeping the interest off the bomb. I don't even know if they heard it at this point, but that was very, very nicely done in this smoke diffuse from Ustillo. The Lobster reigns supreme once more, gets the responses back from CT, and he is sitting pretty at the top of the scoreboard here, Max. 17 to 7, 180 16 rounds in. And that has been an immaculate run for him so far. So it is going to be a cheeky little tactical timeout for the side of VERTEX. They need a conversation because if you can see in their hands, there's a couple of AKs that have been invested into.
All right, AKs, mollies, a couple of smokes to play with. PZ, the selfless man, look at that, going down to the Deagle with nothing else. Addict, similarly. Just a bit of util to play with. Looking to set up the rest of the rifles here for success. They're going to do so very easily. Order a 3-2 split. Not looking for this mid control at all. Not initially. Vex. Oh, he's off the back of the timing. He's looking to find it. But it's a freebie. Apoctad, he's seen this happen before.
That was nuts. The quick reaction on the flick from Apoctad, and he puts Vexite down nice and early. He is going to take a big nade in his chest for his troubles, but Ricky is also forced out a connector as well. So that's going to be VERTEX getting the opening frag and able to sort of reposition around. The only other thing, though, is Ruffleco is quite low, and given the position, you know, it's not really a weapon that you can just kind of send over to a friend because your friend probably doesn't have a Kevlar behind him.
Order, looking for some info, and they're going to find another with that scout. So things getting dicey because Ruffleco's still just on 8 Harry Potters. Brace, actually going to be the one to find that. It's Ruffleco getting impact with 8 HP. That is huge. Now surely just throw that across to Brace. You put the scout in the hands of Ruffleco. A bit of Bogdan's Law. There it is. A rifle on the ground now, and PZ and Addict only with these Deagles to play with. Another man is just picking VERTEX apart single-handedly with that scout.
Jesus. Pulled pork roast, Mac. Picking him apart on the grill. And I was just about to say, Gyra has been looking absolutely hot today in this weather. Sweating, but in a good way. Ustillo to add 2 to his tally as well. That was very, very crispy. But I can't help but feel that VERTEX kind of just like fumbled the bag there. You know, mid control, couple of frags, and then they just sort of sat top mid and let Gyra pick up the shooting gallery.
Yeah, man was just on. So I feel like, you know, they know that he has a scout. They're thinking that they've got a pretty good shot when you take those fights with him. But if he's just tapping your heads, especially if you're just going for a jump peek and can't survive, like, there's not much you can really do. You just have to really give it to Gyra for feeling it in round number 17. Let's see what he can do in round number 18. Managed to get that upgrade. There's an AK dropped across to Vexite. Bought himself that A4. Passive approach as well. Just a nice, safe line from all of the order players. VERTEX, however, it's just going to be the age-old right side smokes into a bust out of PAL. And fortunately for them, they've got a MP9 to get past here at CT, but good timing on those mollies.
It's going to keep them out for a little while longer. Valiance just watching over the top. Playing with the USP for now, tapping away. Let's find a little bit of early chip damage, but it's just going to be Vexite walking on in. Look how crispy, just playing aimbots.
Bruh,
Nice and easy.
He makes that look so easy. I don't understand how his aim for how high of a sense he plays just looks so crisp. He's been
Do you know what sense it
hours.
is?
I think it was. Oh, he has some weird one. It's like 0.7 at like 1600 DPI.
Okay, so all right, so just a bit
like
above simple sense, roughly, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, there you go. So very high, very sketchy, very skatey, but hey, look, when you're young and sharp, mate, why not get it done? Tagged up, nice and early.
I know. That's why I thought it was weird. It's 1.03 at 1200 DPI. He's a 1200 DPI user.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Chad, 1200 DPI user.
Well, into the gun round, we've already seen PZ answer that first pick off found by Ricky. Big Ricked up. And Vertex, they've managed to fight for this mid control, so they're happy just to hold for the moment, hoping that Rufflecoat could maybe find some pick on the extremity. Addict looking to push on the other side of things, but how heavy is this clearance going to be? Smoke faded. And it's whoever makes this move first. Ustillo now on a bit of an off angle. No barrel spotted, and he's not going to clear that line. In no world do you even think about it. Brace sharp to readjust onto Ricky's head. And from here, it could just be Vertex finding their first round of the half.
Yeah, bull out of the gate towards that B side immediately. You've still got one watching the flank, which is going to be Brace, but Jara's not going to find anything down towards mid. No short control gathered. Sight just found. And I think that, yeah, may very well be the save for them. There's not really a whole lot they can collect. I mean, Brace, Addict, and Peasy, they're all very, very low, but it's a big order to fill for Order. That was absolutely unintentional there.
It's all right. You are forgiven. Now, what do we got? M4. A1 in the hands of Val. A4 for Gyra. Cash in the bank. And no round loss bonus. They got to buy into the next. You know, you're still able to fully buy himself up. And the rest of the boys right as rain to get that full util cranking as well. So, Order happy to cop an L for one, just to get that full buy into the next. Vertex, they're very worried about their own economy. It definitely was a factor in map number 1 of the series, not surviving enough with as many players as they possibly could. So that one definitely backfired. But a round here nice and early could be a good step in the right direction. We'll see if they're going to be able to swing things around and try to close that round gap, because it's large. It's 7. There's a lot that they need to get back in here. PZ still able to play with that AWP into the next. I think he's been tagged up though, so he's just not got that helmet on. Let's see if that plays a factor. For now, it's Brace going solo. A bit of noise over with mid. And Order again with the 3-2 split. Valiant shut down. Just looking for info early.
Yeah, tries to get sneaky inside Palace, but no Kings found, only Rufflecoat. As Brace does manage to find another one as well, so it's back to that 3-on-5 position. This one, very much a lockout as well. It's going to be a tough find to get back in. Apoc Dud not looking to overextend, just going to tuck behind the ticket booth, and Vexite, he's keen. He wants to find something. Very, very hungry. Makes the footstep, gets the audio cue, does find one, but has he called for his teammates yet? No, not quite. Just a dunk onto Addict and a little bit of damage, but that'll pretty much be all she wrote. Vertex only putting another one together here, and yeah, Order just want to make sure they've got a buy into the next round. Jara's got plenty of cash, so they should be hunky-dory, but we'll have to see what the cash lines up to be in the next round. Maybe just a little bit of a drop down for either Ricky or Valiance to an MP9 or something.
Three casualties. Another one of these rounds where not a whole lot happens, just that bust out. But it's a 7th for the Awoogas. Or is it just Awoo? I don't know. I see a lot of Awoos in chat every time Vertex plays. Awoo in
it's
chat
just
if you are a
Foggers
Vertex
at
fan.
this point.
It probably is. He does love a good Awoo. But it's all uphill at the moment for Vertex. Let's see if they can string a third together. It's very important for the confidence here on Mirage, just to start to close the distance. Order going to salvage what they can after keeping 3 alive in the previous. Ooh, what's happening here at mid? Ricky making a whole lot of noise. They know someone's close here. In con as well. Looks like mollied into the open. He's actually just going to stand aggressively over the top.
Oh,
but Braved
no.
underneath. Head spotted. Poking up through the smoke. It's getting a little awkward. APOC and Dud not able to connect there. You saw a world where it could have happened. Yusilo's gone all the way in through Palace as well. So just dealing with Ruffleco solo at A. And that's going to be so much info. Bomb down at mid. And VERTEX. Their hopes and dreams of mid control are just out the bloody window.
It's all falling apart at this point. Vexite does collect another 3. But yeah, Yusilo just went walkabout inside Palace and went the whole way through. Found a pick towards A ramp. And it was basically just all over Red Rover from there. VERTEX kind of, feeling like they're always watching their backs at this point in time. They haven't really been able to sort of sit in any position or have done fantastically of taking CT-sided control when they are given the opportunity to do so. And they're exploiting VERTEX's weakness very, very firmly at this point in time.
VERTEX hunting for mid control. Just APOC Dud looking for it. Ruffleco able to punish Yustilo for the push this time. Saying, hold on, mate. Stop getting big for your boots. We're running out of money here. We can't keep ordering you new Pumas. Now, VERTEX, they are just going to try to edge their way up in apps here. PZ on the line with Addict. Very close and ready to trade. Gyro, window, angle.
Oh.
It's not a common one, but it's going to be cleared regardless from your boy PZ. Addict trying to gap it, but Vexite standing in wait. And he'll get taken out, so... Big trades coming through, and maybe a chance for order if he hits that one. But he's missed it. And that'll be that. 8 on the board now.
That position always makes me think back to that famous clip about Braxton Moe's pre-firing angles that don't even exist. PZ clearing out apartments, nice and easy, steezy. As now Ruffleco very much going for the hunt, and the clear, a little bit shaky though. As Ricky certainly not stirred as he does manage to hold on, so that will be the AWP into the next round as well. So they do have another buy. But VERTEX, they keep on keeping on. There is a little bit of a world where they can drag back further. They've got to walk away with more than 10 rounds, right? To walk away from this series feeling not too defeated. I think they need to throw together a couple more. They win this next round, potentially. That's a reset of the economy. They can get it done, but they just need to keep their heads down.
That, or just become the lower bracket bandits and try to make that comeback happen.
Could do it. But it's a scary position, right? It's like the loser of the next map is terrifying. It's going to be either LFO or a very hot-looking Paradox. And I think a Paradox that probably no one's been scrimming either because they haven't really... There's not been a chance, I don't think, right?
I think, we heard about that. There's a lot of teams that just weren't scrimming when Renegades were overseas as well and not a whole lot going on. So... It seemed like a rough position for them to be in. That being said, VERTEX, they have their ways. They could do a lot of theory. Let's see if they've done enough to maybe get a 9th across the line because Order's got this mixed bag again. I just want to point out the thorough use of util for Ricky to keep that AWP alive. Just flashing over con, not once but twice, just to travel into safer pastures in the end phases of last round.
Oh my god! Brace, absolute bull out of the gate there, but Valiance doesn't want to go down. Apparently, does ultimately find himself in the flames. Easy will collect. Addict now flushed out towards top mid, but he does actually manage to find one back, but good trade from Ricky. Little bit of a change of pace now as it does drop back into this 2 versus 2. Jumping up in towards CT though. Is PZ going to get too big for his boots or will he sit back? He is close and personal up towards Texter, but this is such a good angle for Vexite. PZ is clearing it! Big brain! Are you joking me? Now it's all on a Ricky, 1 versus 2. And this is going to be a very, very tough task. But look, Rick has been playing phenomenally, and that is an incredible opening shot, Mac. Now he knows PZ is low. Will the Molotov tickle? Will he find a deagle shot? Walking straight through the smoke, fires a couple of warning shots, and he's got the job done. Are you joking me, Ricky? Finds the 15th round for Order, and that's not only map point, that is series point here, Mac.
Yeah.
And the winner obviously looking for that upper bracket game.
Ricky is feeling it today. Man is here to set a statement. That was nuts. I have a feeling that PZ may have spotted the silencer coming around the corner, and that's why
there is a chance.
Cleared close. but also that's relying on someone else seeing it because I'm pretty sure he was pre-scoped. That being said, Ricky, absolutely nuts retake, winning the 1v2 and definitely deserving of potentially even this last round. Cash in the bank is all over the place for VERTEX, who are taking their third timeout for the map. Just having a quick chat on what they really want to do. Squeezing every second out of this one. Brace just saying stuff in your ears. Apoc Dad probably chiming in as well. And just trying to figure out where the weaker points are for Order. Because there hasn't been a whole lot of weak points, right? It just seems like this half has been extremely hard so far. This map, this series, you know, when Order are playing like they are.
They definitely deserve this victory. And unfortunately, for VERTEX, you know, their chance at having that one-round buffer and allowing the sort of that economy break round to come through, it hasn't quite happened. So it's going to be Rick. Once again with his AWP, they've got enough to sort of get the job done. Lacking in the utility department a little bit, but still enough to close this one. And I mean, look, VERTEX, they win this round, they find a few more. It'll make them a bit happier with the result. They've got more rounds than last map, 16-7 on Nuke. That was, of course, their map selection. And yeah, Order are just looking like they've got a very, very deep map pool right now. Super confident everywhere they go. Love to see it.
Vexite loves getting cheeky through that con smoke. So many rounds. He's just done it, even after being punished. Now, where to from here? VERTEX letting that clock tick down towards the minute mark. Looking to maybe hit it at the mid-round, and in comes this apps control, flash, and the roll. Let's see how the CTs handle it.
Are they going to be able to lock it? The answer appears to be yes so far, Mac, as Valiant's poised from the short position, it looks like right now. Yes, he is. He's been able to tap into the apartments, just getting the job done. Gyra, hot under the collar, but they basically just sort of stopped in their tracks right now. Poor Gyra. A couple of Molotovs to flush him out, but Valiant's still alive. So is Vexite, sitting just inside the jail. As they walk on through middle of the site, Vexite has all the info. He's let his teammate die and
okay.
Could potentially fall apart here. 2 on 2, but you still finds one. Traded out. Apoc Dud now into a 1-on-1, but he's got so many lines to clear, and that's going to be all she wrote, Mac. It will be Order closing out this series 2-0, 16-8 and 16-7, of course, on the previous.